is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon, I'm Lucy Adeyemi. Tanzania has joined the list of countries to begin taking action against Ebola epidemic. Health Minister Ome Mwalimu assured Tanzanians not to worry about the spread of the virus after the disease crossed from the DR Congo to Uganda, killing 2 persons under 24 hours. Tanzania, along with Kenya, have launched a program to monitor people as they cross into the country. The health minister says the program will help the authorities to quickly share information if Ebola is detected. Mwalimu says in a Twitter message the country is well prepared to combat the virus. Tanzania shares a long border with DR Congo, where an Ebola outbreak has killed nearly 1,400 people. In Uganda, a 5-year-old boy died from Ebola Wednesday, the first case of the virus reported in the country. His grandmother died on Thursday. The Ugandan government is now reporting 7 other suspected cases. Ethiopia is experiencing an internet blackout again in the 3rd day in a row with no online access. It is also reported that the text messaging service in Ethiopia has been shut down. There has been no comment from the government, and the country's monopoly internet provider, Ethio Telecom, told reporters it has no mandate to comment on the issue. There are speculations that the authorities have restricted internet access to curb cheating in an ongoing nationwide school examinations, but this has not been confirmed. We'll be back after this short break.
There is a new all-news network on the scene in Nigeria to give news from a purely news perspective and to promote free information flow across Africa. Fresh views, unbiased, bold, with a purely African view. African News Network, ANN, in a truly African spirit.
The top U.S. diplomat for Africa has joined an international effort to press Sudan's military rulers and the opposition toward a deal on a transition to democracy 2 months after the overthrow of former President Omar al-Bashir. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Africa Tibonagi met on Wednesday with the main opposition coalition and held talks with Sudan's acting Deputy Foreign Minister Ilham Ibrahim. The United States also named on Wednesday veteran diplomat Donald Booth as its envoy to Sudan. An Ethiopian envoy has said that the military and opposition groups have agreed to resume talks on the formation of a transitional council that collapsed after the violent attack on protest sitting that led to, according to opposition-linked medics, at least 118 deaths. The government has confirmed 61 deaths, including 3 security personnel. Meanwhile, employees returned to work on Wednesday in Khartoum, and store owners opened their shops after the alliance of protesters and opposition groups suspended a 3-day strike action and civil disobedience. Sudan is still suffering an internet outage. Some side streets that had been closed by protesters were still partially blocked by remnants of barricades. That's CNN News Brief. For details on these and other stories, visit our social media platforms and join the conversation on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.